Okay, this is Alexander Vera, week 2 XML class with instructor Ed Carthorne. Um, this week we were to add 2 poems to our last week's assignment. One is 2 lyramics, the other is William Shakespeare's sonnet, which number 27, I believe. It's either 27 or something like that. Last week I made the mistake of not adding not separating each line in the poem. I went back and I did it correctly in regards to how the instructor wanted, each with the title. Well, let me start off with I have poems, multiple poems, and then I have file title, and under title I have the 3 poems: Richard Cory, 2 lyramics, and William Shakespeare sonnet. The William Shakespeare one I abbreviated. I believe it might have gave me trouble when I typed out the whole entire thing. I think there's a limit to that. In regards, also to note, within the title I used an underscores to create spaces. So there's a stanza. Each one represents a line, or a line in the poem for each one. And you have each one is an element, child element. So you have your stanza, you have your child element in each one, and then you can always just close that. The 2 lyramics, you have there were multiple poems that popped up when I Google searched 2 limericks, sorry. So I picked the first one that popped up, which was by Edward Lear. This one only had 2 stanzas. This old man felt pert when he wore his colored shirt. It was from, I think, a nonsense poem that he wrote, or a nonsense collection of poems. Something in regards to that. So there's that one. Each following the same format as before, with the stanzas and then each line being printed out in regards to that. And you can just close that. And then you have William Shakespeare, the author being, of course, William Shakespeare. And the stanza. This one didn't have multiple stanzas. This one just had what it seemed to be just one. I'm not poem grammatically inclined. I guess that's how you say it. So I'm not sure how it's supposed to be called. I did notice that within the last 2 lines there was a bit of a difference, but I didn't want to make child elements and call it stanza 2 because it didn't seem like another stanza. So that's the William Shakespeare one. That's adding the 2 poems. All of it's listed under poems from week 1. We just added that too, and when it's printed out, everything is under poems, from beginning to end. Also, everything is under title from beginning to end. This is under Richard Cory's poem. Is the author, and the stanzas all falls within the Richard Cory. And then the stanzas, each one its line, and that ends the stanza 1. Then starts the stanza 2, which is another child element. Stanza 2, stanza 3, stanza 4, end of Richard Cory, another file or another child element, 2 lyramics under poems, author Edward Lear, child element, another child element, stanza, the lines, which is another child element that ends at the stanza 1, stanza 2, lines, ends of stanza 2, end the lyramics, all falling under that category. Then you have William Shakespeare, the author, and then just one stanza, your child elements of that stanza, the lines, the end of the stanza.